Hello, my dear friends. Today I want to share a story with you. A powerful English story, a story that is gentle yet deeply emotional. A story that touches the heart and lights a small flame inside the soul. This is the story of a boy named Aaron, but it is also the story of many of us. It is the story of fear, of self-doubt, of loneliness, of quiet pain, and finally, of healing, acceptance, and love. Not the love from someone else, but the love we all wait for, the love we give to ourselves. This is the long, emotional story of the day he finally loved himself. Aaron was a quiet boy, the kind of boy who always sat in the last row of the classroom. He wasn't invisible to others, but he always felt invisible to himself. When he walked softly, afraid his footsteps would take up too much space. When he spoke, his voice was gentle, almost like he was apologizing for existing. Every day, he wondered why he wasn't like the others, louder, smarter, faster, more confident. Everyone seemed to know who they were, where they were going, and what they wanted from life. But Aaron? He didn't. He didn't feel enough. He didn't even like himself. And English was his biggest fear. He wanted to speak confidently, to express himself, to feel proud. But every time he tried, his words trembled, his sentences broke, his accent shook, and he felt too small, too slow, too imperfect. Every morning, he stood in front of the mirror and whispered, "I am not good enough." Not once, not twice, but every single day. Those words became part of him, like a shadow that followed him everywhere. He compared himself with others constantly. He saw classmates who spoke English fluently, students who were confident, people who seemed successful, and he told himself that he could never be like them. His heart grew heavier each day, like he was carrying a bag full of stones that no one else could see. But life is strange. Sometimes it breaks you just enough so that light can enter. Sometimes one moment changes everything. One evening, Aaron sat at his study table. His English book was open, but his mind was far away. The words danced on the page, blurry and confusing. He tried to read, but the sentences felt too big. He tried to speak, but his voice shook. He tried to practice, but his fear was louder than his courage. His chest felt heavy, his throat tightened, and for the first time in a long time, he whispered, "I can't do this. I'm not good at anything. Maybe I will never learn. Maybe something is wrong with me." One tear fell, then another, and then another. He lowered his head onto the table, hiding his face in his arms, and cried silently, the kind of crying that comes from the deepest corners of the heart. He wasn't crying because he was weak. He was crying because he had been strong for too long. He wanted to give up. He wanted the pain to stop. He wanted his own mind to stop hurting him. But then, in the middle of that silence, something unexpected happened. A small voice inside him, soft, gentle, almost forgotten, whispered, "What if you're wrong? What if you are stronger than you think? What if you are better than you believe? What if you deserve love, especially from yourself?" Aaron lifted his head slowly. He wiped his tears. He didn't know where that voice came from, but it felt familiar. It felt warm. It felt true. He closed his eyes and suddenly remembered a moment from his childhood. He was 7 years old, trying to ride a bicycle for the first time. He pushed the pedals twice, maybe 3 times, and then boom, he fell onto the ground. His knee was bleeding. His palms were scraped. He cried loudly. He felt embarrassed. He wanted to quit. He said, "I can't do it. I'm not good at this." But then his mother came running. She kneeled beside him, held his small hands and said softly, "You didn't fail, my son. You just haven't succeeded yet." Those words touched him then, and they touched him again now, many years later. He opened his eyes and whispered, "Maybe I'm not bad at English. Maybe I just haven't succeeded yet. Maybe I'm not weak. Maybe I'm just growing. Maybe I'm not behind. Maybe I'm just on a different path. Maybe I'm not broken. Maybe I'm healing." And for the first time that evening, he smiled. A small smile, a shaky smile, but a real one. That night, before sleeping, Aaron stood in front of the mirror. His eyes were puffy from crying. His face looked tired, but he looked at himself differently. He placed his hand on his heart and said something he had never said before. "I love you, not because you are perfect, but because you are trying. You deserve love." And then, to his surprise, tears came again, but this time they were not tears of sadness. They were tears of relief, tears of release, tears of acceptance. The next morning, Aaron woke up with a decision. Not a big decision, just a small one. But sometimes small decisions change your entire life. He decided that every day he would learn one sentence in English. Just one. He told himself, "I will not rush. I will not compare. I will not hate myself for learning slowly. I will take one step a day. One step is enough." He learned one new phrase each morning, sometimes simple phrases like, "I believe in myself. I am improving. I am learning. I am growing. I am enough." Sometimes he learned longer sentences. Sometimes he repeated the same sentence again and again. But he kept going. He didn't stop. Days passed. Weeks passed. And something beautiful began to happen. Aaron started noticing small changes. He wasn't afraid to speak anymore. His voice became steadier. His confidence grew. He didn't compare himself with others as much. He didn't get angry with himself for mistakes. Instead, he said, "Mistakes mean I'm learning." He celebrated small progress. He felt proud of tiny improvements. He smiled at himself more often. He didn't become perfect, but he became confident. He didn't become the best, but he became better. He didn't become someone else. He became himself. And that was more beautiful than anything. But the real transformation happened one evening when Aaron was walking home. He saw a little boy trying to speak English with his father. The boy was nervous. His words were broken. His grammar was incorrect, but he was trying. And Aaron felt a strange warmth inside his heart. For the first time ever, he saw his younger self in someone else. He smiled at the child. He wanted to tell him, "It's okay, you're learning, you're doing great." And suddenly, he realized something powerful. The kindness he wanted to give to that child was the kindness he had needed all along. He reached home and sat on his bed and whispered, "I'm proud of you, Aaron. You have survived so much. You kept going even when life was heavy. You didn't give up. You are still learning. You are still growing. and that's enough. That night, he wrote something on a small paper and stuck it on his wall. I am learning. I am improving. I am enough. Every morning he woke up, those words were the first thing he saw, and those simple words changed him from the inside. He stopped calling himself stupid or slow. He stopped comparing himself with people who were on different journeys. He stopped expecting perfection. Instead, he practiced gently. He studied calmly. He spoke bravely. He loved himself boldly.